Alright, so we've gone through and we've done all the machining. We've got the pocket, we've got that hole. If I select my setup here, if you select this, it's just going to, well, let's do it. We got bore. If I go to simulate and play, it's just going to do that bore, okay? So I'll close this and select the whole setup. Now if I go to simulate, let's move it this way, and play, it's going to do the whole thing. Let's move this out. So you can see it's cutting out everything we want. So now we see this, it's exactly how we want it, which is perfect. So I've got my two tool paths that I need in order to make my little key fob. The next step, once we've got this done, is to go to Actions and Post Process. I know in my last set of videos we were looking at Mach 3. This one is for our metalworking machine, our Tormach 440. So we want to make sure we're picking the right post processor for that. So I've got Mach 3 by default. We need to change that. So we'll just go through the list and find Tormach Path Pilot. That's what we're using on our machine at Templestowe. You might be using something different. So I select that, which is good. Program name or number. Let's call this TB Fob 1, so I know what it is. And post. Now I'll just save this to my desktop for now, and we're going to go from here and say save. And that's going to save the G code. And it should be opening it up in here. My computer's a little laggy when the screen capture is running. Really laggy. But what that's doing is it's taking all those tool paths and it's turning it into something called G code. And the G code is using a Cartesian coordinate system to determine where the bit's going to go. So it's generated this code. We've got a bit of code at the beginning that's just initializing things. And if we go down, we can see, okay, with tool 1, some other stuff. I don't really want to dig too much into this. But G0 is a rapid move. So that's when it's moving quickly. So it's going to move quickly to X 2.763, Y negative 0.225 on a Cartesian scale. Then it's going to move rapidly to Z6, then rapidly to Z3. Once it's done that, it's going to go to a G1, which is a slower move. This is actually cutting. And it's going to cut in a line to that position. So Z2.7 at a feed rate of 230 millimeters per minute. Then it's going to move to the next one, the next one, and it's going to just run down this code line by line by line by line. Quite a few lines you can see that have to be generated for the tool path. Let's get all the way to the bottom and just see how many lines we've done. 4,909 lines of code. Now imagine having to draw that out by hand for this project. It would be next to impossible. So Fusion has managed to derive all of this for us, which is perfect. We save this to a USB stick and we'll bring it over to the CNC machine. That will be another video. But for the time being, if this is finished, just talk to your teacher. They're an expert on setting up the machine and they'll be able to help you get this cut. Alright, that's it for now.